some fun mainly on this session and building something cool.
Awesome. And hi, I'm JJ. I'm a developer advocate for the IBM Cloud too. I do want to say it was complete coincidence that we were all part of IBM and who have taken up running this. This is not an IBM thing. This is a CD Foundation thing. And we are just have all very, very coincidentally are part of the IBM company. But yes, developer advocate for the IBM Cloud. And I'm here to kind of ask the questions of someone who is not too fully understand Tecton in the grand scheme of things. I'm very early in my learnings of it, and Dewan and Adam have significantly more experience using Tecton. So hopefully I can be a good conduit for people watching this. We have a couple of people in the chat today, which is great. If you have any questions, I want to reiterate, you are more than welcome to answer them, and I'll repeat them to whoever is sharing their screen so they can see it. And we'll kind of go from there. Does that sound good?
Yep.
So JJ, before we start dive into Tecton, so before we started, Adam and I were discussing if we had one superpower, what would that be? So maybe we can take a minute to just share. If you had one superpower, what would that be?
How about y'all start? Let me think about that one. Let me think about that one.
All right. So I say that if I had one superpower, I'd have the ability to fly, because for me, like immortality or time travel, those are kind of cheating, because like it's just like if you grant someone 3 wishes, the third wish is always having 3 more wishes. So it's more realistic. And Adam?
Yeah, I think going back in time, but I don't want to go to change things. There's obviously the butterfly effect. If I can go back in time, be an observer, learn how things were made, solve some mysteries, but not change anything, that's my go-to power any day. So looking forward to that, hopefully.
I think it's my ability to continue, like this cheesy as it sounds, to retain things. To have a super memory, basically. Because the one thing I just can't do is remember things. I genuinely can't do that, and I would love to have that superpower, being able to remember things in super good detail. So, because then I could actually like pass a test, or actually have done well in school, unlike in real life. But anyway,
that's a nice segue, JJ. What do you think we should be doing today on this stream?
That's a good question. So, so if you didn't catch our last stream, we built a pipeline using something called the Cat app from Adam's repo. We were able to get it built and pulled in everything from the catalog, and then uploaded it into a brand new vanilla Kubernetes cluster on the IBM Cloud. And then we ran it. We didn't actually deploy it to, or we couldn't pull it down. We couldn't do the actual integration tests at the end. But it was a very basic, off-the-shelf pipeline. And this time around, Dewan is going to be adding Slack notifications, because what is something very useful, but to get knowledge of your pipeline programmatically, so you don't have to like do the Tecton looking at the GUI or anything. You just get the notices inside of Slack. And there was one other thing we wanted to do. It was kind of a stretch goal. What was that?
Webhooks.
That's right, webhooks, which is one of the conversations we find that most people have, is that they get Tecton finally up and running, they can kick things off, but they always want a webhook from something like GitHub, so when something changes, it tickles the API, but that requires ingress and a few more advanced topics inside of Kubernetes, and from there we can manipulate Tecton. Now, there is not an officially opinionated way to do webhooks, and I know Adam has a lot of knowledge around that space. So we'll let him kind of talk about the different ways of doing it, and kind of the way that at least he is most comfortable with, because I'm looking at you, Adam, right now, to be able to kind of walk through it. Anything else, guys?
That's pretty much it. I think it'd be nice to do the pipeline change first to use Slack. That's probably a really common use case. And if we can get that done, maybe we can into webhooks through triggers.
Perfect. So Dewan, would you like to share your screen? Then from there, you can walk us through what you're doing with the webhooks and how you're changing the things. And then we'll come to share with my screen so we can use the same the same build we had last time to start playing around with webhooks. That seem reasonable?
Yeah. So I'm going to share my screen. So oftentimes I get mixed and share the wrong screen, but hopefully this time you should be seeing my item too. Let me know if you can see it.
Yep.
All right. So what JJ?
Hang on, you need to make it a little bit bigger. No, so sorry. No, the text a little bit bigger.
Oh, okay, the text. Okay.
There we go.
Is it okay?
Yep.
All right. So what I was thinking is, at first, I can run the previous demo that we did is the build push stuff, and because we had some rule binding at the end, which probably I need to fix on my end. So once we have that running, then we can add the Slack piece and take it from there. Is that okay?
That sounds great.
Okay. So first, let me clone the repo, the cat app. So this is what we worked on last time. Is there any specific directory or just, do you wish to see all possibility? No.
Could you make the text just a tad bit bigger, please?
Sure.
And I will get the link for the, it's GitHub-A Roberts cat app.
Yep.
Adam?
Yep, that's the one. What does this do, by the way? I can't remember. Anyone know? Anyone know what cat app is?
Yeah, well, Dewan's doing this. I'll explain that. Cat app is a simple Node application that pulls pictures of cats whenever you hit the button. It shows a pretty straightforward way of taking a simple Node app and then have a button that says click me and brings up a picture of a cat. Am I right?
Yeah, and the interesting thing is we've got a Tecton pipeline for that under the Tecton folder, and that basically contains off-the-shelf things from the Tecton catalog. So the Tecton catalog contains loads and loads of little pre-built pipelines and tasks, which you can basically put together into your own pipeline and do cool things with. So I think it's actually only tasks, not pipelines. And we built a pipeline based on all the tasks that were in there. It'll basically clone the repository, do a Docker build, push it somewhere, and then deploy the thing. What we'd like to do is add Slack integration so that in between each step in the pipeline, it will maybe say, hey, I've just done the step, or hey, get ready, I'm about to do the next step. That's what we're kind of thinking about doing.
Yep, and one of the prerequisites is having a Kubernetes cluster, any Kubernetes cluster. In my case, I'm connected to IBM Kubernetes cluster. I'm using the free option, not an OpenShift. It's just a vanilla Kubernetes cluster. So I connected to that cluster just to check if I am indeed connected to the cluster. So this command shows the version, so should be all good. Next step would be to actually see, since we did use all the off-the-shelf tasks, so at least to have all the tasks installed. So for that, Adam, should I just go to Tecton and then do
yeah,
a
there's little scripts in there, yeah. So if you do grab deps.sh, you should do a git clone of the catalog. So if you run that, it should be quite good.
All right.
Now, I'd like to say to our audience who might be watching at home in the future or listening, that we just did this to make sure that we got the exact same repeatable way of doing it. As you can see here in the script here, we pull and we actually pinned it against a very specific SHA for the catalog repo. The catalog repo does move relatively quickly because we have quite a few different opportunities and enhancements going in. So we wanted to make sure it would be repeatable. In the real world, you wouldn't have something like this. You'd probably pin against something very specific for you and then build your pipelines around that. Just want to make sure that's clear.
Yeah, and then I open up the actual script to see like which of the tasks we actually installed. The Slack message, curl, git clone, Canonical, which is our build tool in this case. All right, so the dependency is done. Do we start with the secrets now? I don't have dashboard installed here, but I think on this machine from the previous run, we do have the Tecton controllers. Yeah, I can see the Tecton CLI. So everything seems to be installed here on this machine, right, JJ?
Yeah. All the default or all the main tooling you'd need to interface. Yes.
Right. Okay, and this being a public GitHub repository, I don't need to worry about the secrets for the GitHub, but for pushing to the Docker piece. Okay, so let me add the Docker credentials. So do we have? So we don't have the YAML for the Docker secret. Shall I go there and grab and create a Docker secret?
If you believe it's needed, yes, absolutely.
So is this the case where we need to hide our screen, Dewan?
Yes. Well, what I'm doing is I'm copying the YAML for now, and then when I actually type it in, I'll turn off my sharing for those.
Oh, no, I'll just put up the secret bar.
Okay. All right.
So these are the Tecton secrets, right? This is where you need to use that tecton.dev annotation and basically give it a basic to fully encoded username and password, pass it to a service account, and that's the whole authentication story at the moment. I think this may be changing in future Tecton versions, but right now, this is what we're going to use to push to Docker.
That seems really long or really far. Shouldn't it only be 2 spaces for name under metadata, and then everything else needs to be brought in?
I think we've gone crazy here, Dewan.
Yeah, I'd go ahead and go ahead and escape you for me. You. Then do colon set space paste. Enter. I. Paste again. There you go.
Oh,
I didn't know.
bonus.
Oh, so set paste fixes the default formatting to the okay. All right, so this is the time where the super confidential secret goes in. So I'm relying on you.
Yeah, here we go. I'll go ahead and put the secret up.
All right.
And yes, that is SGC or Stargate SG1 or Stargate Atlantis top secrets, if you are a nerd like me. I'm in the process of doing a rewatch of it, so I thought it was only appropriate. It's my secret blocker, if you will. And by the way, if you don't know, just real quick, I learned this the hard way. All of Stargate used to be on Amazon, but as of July 20th, the licensing expired, so they removed it all. They removed all of Stargate, the whole series, all that jazz from Amazon. And they didn't really announce it. They just was saying, sorry, video not available, and had to Google it. And it turns out, once again, we don't actually own anything anymore in this world. We only license it because that's what Amazon was doing, was licensing the videos. So buy physical media. That's the lesson learned right there.
All right, so secrecy done. I have the YAML now, so I'll go ahead and do apply.
Yeah,
Apply.
service account, I guess. Go on, JJ.
I was going to say apply, not apply, but apply.
Oops, secret. Okay. All right, so next we need to attach this to the service account. wonder why tab doesn't work.
Those are just what used to be in the original history. We have those from earlier. That those files don't exist in the directory you're in.
Okay. All good. All right, so now I know view, I know set, paste, I know I, and then, ooh, wow, nice. Okay, so since I didn't change the name of the secret, so now we have takedown-sa as the name of the service account. So if I go ahead and apply -f service account.tml, now takedown-sa is created, which has my Docker credentials attached to it. Alrighty, so we have the secrets created, we have the service account created, we have the task created. Now it's time for the pipeline.
Sounds right.
All right, so let's see. There's probably a pipeline file here already, and from catalog shelf, um, set numbers, and from here, we don't actually refer the service account to the pipeline. So is it okay if I go ahead and apply this one, because service accounts attaches to the pipeline run, right, Adam?
Yeah, when you use the tkn command, you can do -s. You can tell it which service account to use.
All right, so I'm gonna apply this pipeline.yaml file, and this will before I actually do that, I would like to do tkn pipeline ls to show it was from previous, so 20 years ago and a week ago, the previous pipeline. So tkn pipeline delete. I'm going to delete these ones from earlier. All right, so now if I do ls, there is no pipeline, and gonna apply. So this will create the pipeline. All right. So now before I run the script to create the pipeline one, I don't have the VPC, um, um,
Yeah.
the volume. Should I go ahead and create the volume?
Yeah, so if you run, if you basically were to run the pipeline now, it would say, nah, the workspace needs a persistent volume. So I think you should do it in this order. I think you should run the tkn run command. In fact, you need the claim first.
Yeah.
So why don't you apply repo pvc.yaml, and then IBM Cloud should then use the dynamic provisioning to give you persistent volume. So the claim will be satisfied. And then when you use tkn run, you're going to give it a workspace parameter.
So what I did was yesterday I created the repo PVC. So shall we see if that exists?
Just do kget pvc. Yeah, sure. Okay, so you never got a volume for it.
No.
That's not good, is it? We need one of these. Oh, did you remove the storage class from repo pvc.yaml?
Let me see that actually.
Oh, you did. Oh, grave news. So, JJ, when we ran this pipeline on your cluster, everything worked and the persistent volume got bound. Did you have to do anything special?
No. Well, we did. Didn't we have to?
We removed the host path.
Yeah, the host path. We just changed the host path because that was something you can do local. Where we had the local kind cluster that it worked fine on your laptop, but as soon as we did it for the IBM Cloud, because of the default storage class, there was not the default storage class that needed the host path or something to that effect.
That's already gone now, I think. So I'll tell you what, JJ, why don't you run the Tecton pipeline? Let's see what happens.
Oh, hey, hang on. Dewan, is this a free cluster?
It is.
That's probably why it's not doing it, because they
Okay.
wouldn't attach PVCs to a free cluster, because then we're just have
Give
as
them a
big as
shot.
call. Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't be charged for the PVC, which could be insanely expensive.
So is it time to switch to JJ's cluster? And
Probably.
then Dewan gives us the
Yep.
special source, aka the juicy Slack pipeline integration code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Dewan, all you got to do is type K8S on this machine.
KHS.
Kilo. Yep. QO8 sugar. Enter. No. Just hit a. No.
Yeah.
Enter. Oh, crap.
Oh,
Okay, hang on. So you logged in as yourself, didn't you? Hang on.
Yeah.
Oh, and you're also in a different TMUX. Crap. That's the reason why I wasn't seeing this.
Oh.
Okay, hang on. Log in.
So what we're doing here, folks, is we're basically going to switch clusters so we get a paid account. Then we can get persistent volumes, and we need that for our pipeline run to work successfully. Dewan's on a free one. JJ's got a paid for one. And we're just going to switch kind of seamlessly for you.
See, there is advantage of using paid clusters. Sometimes you need to.
Yeah, there is a benefit. Who'd have thought it?
And of course, my key is busted. So give me a second here. Until.
In the meantime, I would do that. Dewan, do you want to talk through the pipeline changes that you think you need to make for Slack integration? Do you have those kind of in the bag? So
Right.
we'll talk about that, and hopefully JJ can get things started and let us know when it's done.
Yeah. So let me share my the repo I have.
Okay.
So before actually integrating Slack, so this is an independent piece that sends Slack message to your preferred Slack channel. So this is the task you run send to webhook Slack task, and you have to have your webhook secret in a file, and then this will send the message. The idea being in our pipeline file. So if we look at the pipeline file, so if we scroll down, we have some tasks, right? So starting from line 24, there's a clone task, build and push task. The idea is after every single task, we would like to have a Slack task that sends a message on the Slack saying, hey, this task is done, it's passed or failed. That is the idea.
Okay, so this Slack task, is that from the catalog or did you make it yourself?
So see, you probably already have it because part of your grab dependency,
Yes.
you already have the same one. So we don't need to run that YAML again.
So do you have an example of using it? Like, do you just give it like some string, a string payload, or
right.
you have to use rams? How does it work?
Right. So Tecton Slack message. So let me see, run send to webhook Slack YAML. So this is a typical example. So you have your task run, you give it a name, you have to refer the task ref. So in our case, the one from the grab dependency, the task, we have to refer that. The parameters are webhook secret is the previous YAML file where you actually add your Slack webhook URL, and then in the message you can specify that this is your Tecton webhook. But in the other file, webhook secret.yaml, you have it's just a string data. So one thing that is interesting is we don't specify the exact Slack channel, which channel we're sending the data, because that channel is embedded in your Slack webhook URL. So when you create a webhook URL, it asks that which channel is it for. So you don't need to pass that channel info.
So if you go back to that task, JJ, was there a hard-coded message in there?
Yes. So this is a hard-coded message, but I believe you can pass in your parameters as well. So for this example, I have the hard-coded message, but I believe um,
Yeah,
since
you
it's
pass in the
a
parameter.
pipeline. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So have you got a pipeline that's got this kind of code already mingled in with it?
No, this is an independent task. So I did a task run to see if it works. I didn't add
Okay.
it on a pipeline.
Did it work?
Yes, it worked. So
Well,
on
Hey.
Slack channel actually. So if you scroll up on our Slack channel,
Yeah.
there are some messages.
Is
I
there
think
like
it
a
would,
rate limiting thing? Can I DDoS someone Slack of this? Have you tried
Sorry.
like is
yes,
there a,
absolutely, you could.
is there a rate limit or can I just run it 1,000 times?
I think that's probably be a good question for Slack documentation. Right? Uh, so that's something we can
Right.
check in Slack, that what's the rate limit and whatnot.
So how do you know what the webhook URL is? Do you basically log into your Slack and do like a new app or what?
Right. So there are a couple of options. One is using an existing app. So let me try to find one here. Uh, the name is incoming webhook. The app, scopes, blueprint, documentation. All right, this should be it. This is a legacy custom integration. So this seems to be an old one. Sending message to incoming webhook. All right, so first one is create a Slack app, and then you enable the webhook, and then once you enable the webhook, it's going to ask you for which Slack workspace, which Slack channel, and then those are all drop down. So once you select which one, create webhook, it's going to generate a string, and that is kind of your password, because all you need is that webhook URL string to send post data on your channel. So we have to treat that as a
Yeah.
password.
Okay. So do you have an idea of what it actually looks like on Slack? If you go to the Slack, can you show us what it looks like?
Yeah. Let me try to open that up. I'll stop sharing for a second.
Oh yeah, just in case there's anything outrageous on our Slack. It could be anything. And while you do that, JJ, how are you doing?
The machine's up and ready to be touched. So as soon as Dewan's ready, he can get into our TMUX session,
Yeah.
which I'll walk him through getting to, and he'll see a bound repo PVC already in there.
Cool. All right, Dewan. So let's have a look at the Slack integration stuff.
Right. So this is the channel. I named it. Do you see the Slack?
I do see. Is that Tecton Build Screamer? Does that say Screamer? My eyes are. Oh,
Yeah. So it's just similar to like town crier. So
oh
technically,
yeah.
the box screams that there's a new result posted. So yeah, I created the Tecton build channel, and then see here, whenever I added integration to this channel, it sends a notification that build bot is integrated to this channel. And then every time, this is a manual run, right? Every time I'm basically calling a REST endpoint. So every time I'm posting that message, it's sending a request. So whether you do it from your Tecton pipeline, or you could just even go through your browser and do that from there, or from Postman. Uh, and of course, the build did not fail. I just added uh, just a generic message. So this is where the message gets posted.
Wonderful.
Okay.
All right. So do I switch to TMUX, or is JD taking over?
You can go to TMUX. That's fine. Being that you already have the experience of getting this all plugged in, it'd be nice to see you kind of walk through it.
Yeah.
We also know our build fails, right? So it would be nice to have the Slack message when it actually fails, when we kick off the build, to actually tell us inside of Slack. So go ahead and Control D for me here.
Yeah. Control D.
Go up arrow,
Yeah.
enter, and then Control R for me. Dash A, or sorry, A space dash T. There we go. Enter. Enter. There you go.
Okay, awesome. So we have this repo PVC bound. Uh, I'm not still connected to my cluster, right? So now I'm connected to your paid Kubernetes.
Correct. This is a full Kubernetes cluster on the IBM Cloud, the same one we built up for yesterday.
Okay.
Careful, Dewan, you could do anything.
Oh.
Best behavior. So,
Yeah.
so I think if you go ahead and either show us the existing pipeline and then how we can change it, that'd be really useful for folks.
Yeah. So that was I was trying to see if the previous task we had on this.
Here it's my namespace.
Yeah, it's in the Tecton pipeline namespace.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's you. I think JJ uses NS, don't you?
I do.
So if you do NS, JJ, if you do NS.
This is Dewan, not me. Not me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Tecton pipeline.
There you go. So yeah, let's do NS Tecton pipelines.
Ah.
Yeah,
Right.
and then Tecton pipeline LS. There you go.
Okay. So we have. I think we have the task as well. Yeah. So we have the task as well. All right.
Over to you, Dewan.
So now, before we integrate the Slack, should we go ahead and actually build and push once, or just go ahead and start with the Slack integration?
I think we can go ahead and do the Slack integration. It's fine.
Okay.
Like we want it to fail also, right? So we can see the actual message.
Yeah, I'd like to go see the change that you're going to make to the source code, because I think you're going to have to replicate tasks in maybe 3 or 4 places. They might be like really ugly, but I'd like to just see how it looks.
Well, it might be ugly, but it is YAML, and as long as you reference the task correctly, like it's not. It's like you're not gonna have to stare at it. Like as soon as you get your task built to tell you the messages that you want, right? Then you can just kind of reference it and know that it's always at the end of it or something. I don't know.
I suppose what I was thinking of, it'd be nice if there's just an overall hook somewhere, like after every single thing. If you had 20 steps in your pipeline, you may want more than one pipeline, but it's going to be a lot of duplication. So let's just see how it goes.
Right. So what I'm doing right now is I'm gonna add the webhook secret here. And I know I need to set case this time. All right. And I'm gonna stop sharing for a few seconds. Or JJ,
secret.
you could, secret, yeah.
JJ puts up the secret curtain. That's because URL does it contain like the API key and the channel it should go to? Is that how it works?
It's one URL that has everything, basically the API key and the exact channel. So for our case, is the Tecton --build channel where the result will be posted. All right, so I have that pasted.
So it's interesting that you can't.
All right, okay. All good, JJ. So now.
So that brings in an interesting question, where being that this secret has everything, or this secret is a secret, you wouldn't want to push this up into your code because then you're having secrets there. Is there a way to pull environmental variables or something like that where you can do this?
Absolutely. So one example is what we do currently in our build tool is we have on IBM Cloud, we have a service called Key Protect. So in Key Protect, you can add this kind of API keys or secrets. And then your build tool, there's actually a button. It looks like a key on IBM Cloud under DevOps toolchain service. So you can click it, and it shows you all the available keys within that Key Protect service, and you can reference Slack webhook URL. So to enter it, no one, even not yourself, will be able to see what's the value of those keys, but the system will be able to use that key. So you enter it, it's there, it's protected, you can use it, no one can see.
This is the case where HashiCorp Vault might be useful.
Yeah.
which is going to be one of the next streams, by the way.
Yeah, I don't really know much about it, but people keep saying it's useful for secrets, so that'd be good to help people use, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now that we have the webhook secret created, next up is we need to add that in our pipeline. So just like we already have the task. Now, just similar to what we have here as part of task one, within the pipeline, we need to add a task and add a params of message, the name of the webhook secret and the message. So this is what I need, and I'm going to copy this sec right here, not the whole thing.
Hang on. Let me get you to the pipeline.
All right.
There you go.
All right. So let's try with the first one. Let's put it right after this guy right here.
Yeah.
Oops, I do have my I insert. Okay. All right. All right. So name. Oops.
It's trying to be too smart for you, telling
Yeah.
you where you think.
Yeah. Don't tell me where to add my line here. Okay. So Slack after clone. All right. So okay. Actually, I should have looked at the task. JJ, from your screen, can you see the task we have created for the webhook? It's part of the graph dependency.
Hang on.
Screen. Um, I can always
2 seconds.
go back.
Grab dependency. The task is called Slack message slash send to channel dash send to channel, right? No?
Is that the one what you do if you do TKN task ls? Is that what you see? Okay.
There you go.
Send to channel set.
There you go.
Thank you. All right, send to channel Slack.
All right, hang on. There you go.
Thank you. And this will be.
Emacs is so powerful when you start forcing yourself to use it.
Yeah.
You as they say with Vim, you edit code at the speed of thought.
Yeah,
then you start administering a machine at the speed of thought with Tmux too. So it's a great pair.
Task prep. Okay, so I have the PAMs, these two PAMs, and I'll look at Adam's help here. So it seems that I can just add my PAMs here in the same level as task prep. Oops, I do view, I do set paste, and then it took out that previous one.
Do Control R.
All right. So I can manually take these out.
DD.
DD?
Or it's actually 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 DD.
Oh, okay. Like manually.
No. Escape.
Yeah.
4 DD.
Oh, delete the entire line.
The number 4 DD. Up arrow or up.
Yeah.
O. Control V. Or paste, however you paste.
Oh.
There you go. So you want to take away 40, line 40, DD. And then I space that over.
Yeah.
And there's actually, I believe, I think it's the equal sign that should automatically put it where it's supposed to be compared to where it is the above lines, but let's not mess with that.
All right. So let me put that one level down. All right. So
You should probably change that value to being like Twitch stream after clone or something like that. So
yes,
it's unique.
Build failure. Definitely.
And we can prove that it's actually doing its job.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Cool. So if everything is okay, so let me save this and apply.
Yep.
Well, we actually, yeah. So K apply minus F because we made change to pipeline. Oops,
Whoa.
so from catalog,
There, run after.
cannot decode run after. Oh, okay. So then pipeline. So that I added myself. This ran after. In the actual documentation for this Slack message, there was no run after.
Run after.
Oh no, it's in the wrong place. Yeah, it's in the wrong place.
Yeah. All right. One more try. All right, so it's configured, and now we have our tk and run command, tk and run.
Yep.
I do the control R.
Yeah, because you got some parameters you need to find here.
TK and dash run.
And dash run. Also from previous. Okay. All right. So enter.
Yep. Oh, damn it.
Oh, yeah.
Time to create the volume and attach again.
So that may take a minute or two. So
do you want? Well, hey, how about you bring over the Slack window real quick?
Okay.
Just so we can see that there too.
All right. So what this is doing is it's taking the parameter and using that as a value for the pipeline run. We're basically going to git clone from that place, the cat app place in GitHub, and then it will do the build and it will push it to a place. That's also a parameter. So this may take a minute or two. We basically have to provision a persistent volume that will satisfy the claim. I think it will be an IBM Gold thing, and that may take a minute. So you might want to do a watch or a kubectl get pv minus w.
A watch command?
Yeah.
Hey, hang on. There we go.
Yeah,
do it in this watch. Like that?
Yep.
Yeah, and I have two of them in split screen so that.
So delete the old pipeline run. If you do kgetpr, which is short for pipeline run, I think you can do kgetpr. There's also pipeline resource, maybe you can't. Yeah, do that.
I think, yeah, that is for.
Okay, delete that one. That one's still got a hold over the claim. So
yeah.
you should delete that pipeline run. Then you should get a new persistent volume claim coming up okay.
That one?
No, definitely not that one. TK and delete pipeline run. Definitely don't delete the pipeline because we need that pipeline. So it should be a TKN delete PR minus.
You can go ls first to see which one is.
I think we've just never deleted the pipeline run before, JJ. It's the first time.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Just do k delete PR minus n tecton pipelines. And then you can either get the name or you can do -- all. We've only got one in there. So. Yeah. And now on the top, it should update. See, so the new claim got made. And now you want to do your watch and the persistent volumes again. So let's get our watch command up again. That's the one. Now that's going to wait for the IBM card to give you a persistent volume, and then the pipeline run. If you do kget PR, you should see a pipeline run in pending state, and it's pending. It's waiting on the volume to be fulfilled. Yep. Oh, pipeline validation fail. That's interesting. So that's a different error. So let's describe that PR and see what's going on with it.
Go ahead, Dewan. You can drive. Yeah. Sorry, I kind of took that over. My bad.
Oh, good. Okay. Pipeline run, right? PR.
Yeah. Let's see what's going on with that. You can just give it them. Yeah. That's it. But you always, yeah, K describe, yeah. No, I think you did need a run after, but maybe I'm mistaken.
Oh, we did remove the run after. Failed to delete statefully binary.
Invalid input parameters, missing values for these don't default. Token secret channel.
Oh, token secret.
What's that? So if you were to, if you get the task definition,
right.
Only if that differs from the one that you have in your example.
Probably. So let's see what I have in my example. So what I have here is, this is what I have from Technical Catalog, sent to webhook Slack.
Is that from master by any chance?
Yeah, it's V1 beta 1, so it's riding master.
That's from the main branch. I'm guessing that's new and maybe broke. So so what we can do is go back. When did this last web? Was it July the 2nd? That was when your messages arrived on Slack.
Mm-hmm.
So what we could do, Dewan, is go to the catalog, go to the history, go to a commit that's nearly a month old.
Technicity catalog?
Yep. I'm just going to replace...
and then we're going to go...
Well, maybe I'm mistaken. You should have the task that's already a month old. So it's not the task that's wrong. It's your usage of the task, I think.
Yeah.
I think you coded it to the new task.
Right. So here parameters, the value of token secret, and I see the channel ID. So now we can specify the channel as well.
Yeah, but is that on the main branch or is that in the past?
I can see it in the master.
Okay. So you can either fix your usage of the thing or change the task with a new one. I think either way you need to provide a channel.
Right.
Why don't you provide a channel? Let's just try that.
Sure.
Oh, there were two things missing, weren't there? It was token secret and channel.
Token secret, a webhook secret. I
wonder if token secret is via the secret. Oh, it says there the name of the secret. So your token secret needs the name of it, and channel needs to be the channel. That's fair enough.
Right. So we created webhook secret. Now we have to add this guy right here, name, channel ID.
Yeah, I just figured that we had a Slack message task that was not needing this.
So change this one, right?
Yeah, you need to pass them as promises. Yeah.
All right, so now this is the parameter.
Yep.
Channel ID, so we already know the channel. So I'm going to hard code it for now, if it's okay.
Yep.
Tecton dash build.
Yeah, and so fix what you're indent, but before you run that pipeline, so get that sorted. Yep. I want you to do a kget task, the Slack task name, and get that as YAML for me.
Okay.
I think it was called something quite big.
Send to webhook.
Is it time to do kget task?
And as well as send to channel task. Send
Yeah.
to channel Slack. So you want me to do K get?
Okay, get task, that task name, and then minus O YAML. We're expecting channel as a parameter. Let's look at the params. In fact, I can see there channel params.channel. But if you go up, it's probably in the definition.
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on?
It's not allowing me to.
You can no longer scroll up, can you? Oh dear.
Oh.
It's fine.
So sorry, I was on mute. Do you want to scroll up? You want to do so? Do here. Hang on, I'll do it.
Yeah. So looking at params. There we go. So yeah, this for some reason this one wants a channel as well. I thought it was an older task, but I guess I was mistaken. So why don't we go ahead and apply the pipeline, and do we need to now? I say just run it, see what happens.
That's the beauty of streaming, man.
Yeah.
Do it live. Let's see if it works.
I've got to say, we might need to change the pipeline and run, but I don't think we do because we've hard coded it. So this should, if you go over and do kgetpr again, let's see what that's up to. You didn't run it again, did you though? So delete this PR. Yeah. Remember the delete command. Run
So
it
we need to delete the previous one, right?
Yep, get rid. Otherwise, our system volume will just be like, what's going on?
Delete pipeline one. This one right here.
I think this is it. I'm confident it's going to be good.
PR delete.
I guess it's time to just do k delete. All that.
All right. So the tcam run command again.
Yep. Right. Excellent.
We look at the logs using this, or
again do your kgetpr just in case it's a pipeline validation fail thing. Oh, and again describe that. You just do k-describe pr. Because there's only one, it'll just give you that. Yeah, you don't need to paste in the word. You can just do k-describe pr. All right, so you need token-secret, and that is the name of the secret.
Oh, the name of the secret. We had webhook-secret. So
indeed.
Yeah.
This is changing. So let's edit that pipeline. Hopefully, the final time. And I expect to see a lot of just one Slack message popping up. Right, so we called it webhook-secret, not token-secret.
Yeah. So it is webhook-secret.
But the name of the parameter is token-secret.
Name of the parameters. Oh, okay.
Yep, there's a param's name. Yep, I'm sure that's token-secret.
Okay.
There you go. Then do your little cycle again. Oh, you just got a bound PV as well for that failing pipeline run.
So run again and check the PV.
Delete the old one and then do it again.
Oh, yeah. Delete PR. Oops. Check task PR delete. Yeah.
Just literally do a tk and delete pr dash all.
Yeah.
Because that was using the old name of the old one, remember?
Which one?
Just tkn delete pr dash all, or tkn. You can basically do k, or you can do tkn pr delete. The order's weird. Just can you do all dash all?
Dash tkn
PR
delete
dash all.
Yeah.
Yep. And then you go through your cycle of applying that TKM run.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go. And then remember, describe that PR. Don't put the word PR. Don't put the name of the pipeline running at the end of your command. Just do TKM describe PR or K describe PR.
But it needs something at the
Just
end,
use
right?
K. Yeah, you can just use K describe PR.
Okay, describe. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Right. So that's better. It's no longer complaining. Yes, I think we're
Right.
on to a winner. So now we just need the PV, and then hopefully your Slack message will pop up.
Yeah. Do we check the status of the PV?
I think that's gonna appear in your bottom half of the window.
Oh yeah, I see. I see. It's
Yeah. So your bottom half should update, and it should say bound. And then if you do a watch of the pipeline run in your top, we can see how the progress is.
watch of the pipe.
Yeah, so you can TKN makes it easier. I think you can do a TKN command to watch a pipeline run. Do you remember what the command is, Dewan like JJ?
No. Well, TKN pipeline dash. Hell, I just do the dash R and find the TKN commands.
Yeah, I'm sure I've done it once.
I did this one every 3 seconds, watching the pipeline run.
Oh, so it failed.
Hmm.
Okay, then. So describe that PR. Let's see what it's up to.
Maybe describe PR.
Maybe you want to get the logs for this one. So if you do kubectl, get pods instead.
Get pods.
Yep. And then you should see towards the top. Really? That's it. Where's our pod?
Okay, and
Maybe we need to get the pipeline run as YAML.
pods.
No, I don't think so. I think if you get the PR as YAML, it will say, "Oh, I'm missing something."
Oh, okay. Okay, get PR minus O.
Do you have the Tecton dashboard installed on this?
Yes, but remember you have to do the weird port forwarding, all that jazz.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't actually, yeah.
Okay, so if you do, what if I can do it over here? Is this me? This is me, right?
Yep.
Okay, hey everyone. I'm going to do this. So that's your PR as YAML. It looks okay. I know I'm getting the weird scrolling business going on. If I do qttl get pods, that's nothing.
Hey, Dewan, how about you make that terminal bigger and get rid of the the Slack for now?
Yeah.
So I guess we're entering the debug phase here. Right, okay. So, right. So really, there's just some failed PR. If I do k-describe PR on its own, and I'd like to scroll up, how can I scroll up?
It's control. Here, I'll just do it.
Yep. All right. So what we're looking at. Couldn't get task. There you go. It's using tester say not found. So tester say is not found. So Dewan, over to you again. Did you make the service account called tester say?
Okay, so
no, that was on your other machine. Remember, that was on your other thing. So on this machine, thanks to the get a say, takes Tecton SA. So there you go.
So we read on the command, but use Tecton SA. I think it's the command. What is the command for? Yeah, this one. Oh, we have to change the Tecton run command, the script.
Yes.
Vim tkn.
And then here we've got -s somewhere. Yeah, test SA. It needs to be Tecton SA.
And yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. Hopefully that's it.
Hopefully.
Remember your little cycle.
Right. There goes the command again. All right.
Did you remember the cycle? You need to delete the old pipeline run, remember?
Mhm.
Oh, delete the pipeline one.
Yeah. Let's read a little script that said all this for us.
Yeah, absolutely. TKN
There
pipeline
you go.
delete.
Yeah.
So delete all the pipeline, and then we have to run the script.
Yep. And then you want to,
A get PR.
yep, we just want to make sure that's nice and valid. Okay, that's maybe good. Maybe the K get PR minus W.
K get PR. Oh, what?
Yep. Oh, have you got any new pods appearing yet? If you may get some pods if they're not waiting on a workspace with a PV, so let's just do K get pods. I think you only had 5 last time. Okay, that's better. So now you get pending, which is waiting on a volume, and you get
Right.
create container config error in your little Slack thing.
Hmm.
So we know about the pending, that's waiting for the volume. The other one doesn't have a run after in it, so that's trying to run straight away, I think. First of all, that's a logic issue in our pipeline, but secondly, what's this container config error? Let's describe that pod, Dewan.
Yeah. K describe pod.
Yep. You're close. You just put a slash in there, not a space. So I wonder what this could be. Maybe it's trying to run as root. You know. I couldn't find key.
Webhook
Key.
secret. Oh, did you put it in the default namespace? Dewan?
Space.
Oh no.
I didn't change the
Yeah,
name.
no.
Did
We
you make
used
that?
NS for that. That's right. That's right. Damn.
But did you make that secret on this cluster, or was it only in your old one, Dewan?
Webhook secret. Oh, that was in the previous cluster.
Yeah, I mean, 5UK get secret. It's
So
not
we
there.
have, yeah, we
So-
have webhook secret.
Is that the? Okay, that is the Slack one, right? So I think the key you put URL in, and it wants token, not URL. But then how did it know the URL to use?
So
That's a
if
great question.
you go to
So-
the webhook secret, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't want to look into the secret because it will contain juicy information. So if we use that describe command again, I'll just do that. It said here it cannot find the key token in the secret. So in that Tecton catalog task, does the documentation say you need a secret with token, the token?
I'd go ahead and open up the secret, and we'll just
Yeah.
delete whatever is associated with it after the fact, right? Because
Yeah.
this is all just demo stuff anyway.
It is
So it's
all-
not like in the real world, never do this, right?
Yes.
In the real world, never do this. We are doing this because this is demoware, so we're trying to show something off.
Okay.
So you want me to open the webhook secret?
Oh, it's time.
All right. Why does tab not work?
Because you're in the wrong directory. It's not there.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
oh,
It's also not. Yeah.
Okay.
You put it in the home directory.
Okay.
There you go.
So shall we copy the secret from there?
Probably.
Sure. Do they want a CD or just do a CP? I think we should stay here. There you go.
Home. Or no, not home. Just a webhook. W.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go. Dot slash.
There you go. Okay, it's time, Dewan.
Okay.
Open Pandora's box. No.
Mhm.
Oh. So string data
Yeah.
URL. Well, surely it has to be URL. Because otherwise, how do you know where to do it?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's look at the docs. So this is catalog. You're on V1 beta 1. Dewan, is that your catalog version?
Uh,
I'm going to assume V1 beta 1. I think I saw it earlier. I'm in Slack message. So I'm in the Slack message on the catalog, and they've got secret with string data URL.
changed. It changed. So once I had it 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
uh, I had string data URL, but now it's token.
So you on master there, aren't you? On V1 beta 1, it's
V1, beta 1.
yes, send to channel Slack.
Yeah, same one.
Send to channel Slack is different from send to webhook Slack.
Mm-hmm. Then,
Oh, I
Well,
see.
that's
The
confusing.
README's got two. Oh,
oh,
README's in two sections. So what we're trying to do, send to channel or send to webhook?
send to webhook.
What's
Send
it?
to webhook is sending to that URL. Channel is you can specify your specific channel.
Okay, what are we trying to do?
So since we have the webhook, which has the channel in it, we could do whichever works faster now. So since we have the changes, we can change it from the URL to token because send to channel has
Yeah.
token, right?
Yep.
So this is token.
Yeah. So we've accidentally gone to send to channel.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll change it to token.
But how does it get the Slack URL in the send to channel?
No, it's not going to send to channel. So if we change it to token, string data is token, that should send to the token. Because if we have this installed, send to channel Slack, if we have this task installed,
Yep.
and if we change this to token,
I get that. I'm just saying, how does the task know which person's Slack to use?
which
It might be associated on the back end with the token, kind of like your
Yeah.
GitHub ID or
Yeah,
GitHub.
it's going to use that
Yako.
and map it to
Right.
the right
when
thing.
you
Yeah.
create the webhook, it associates the channel with the webhook. So send to webhook, you don't need to specify.
I see. And it does the routing for you. Because I thought there might be two parameters, one for the URL,
Right.
one for the token. But you
Right.
just give it the token. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Let's go with that then.
So leave it like that because we're sending to URL.
I thought it was saying to a channel now.
All right, so let's.
Because send to webhook Slack only takes two params, webhook secret and a message.
Right.
But what
Send-
we've ended up with somehow is a channel is a parameter. It's almost as though send to message Slack is send to channel Slack. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
So
don't know how that's happened.
one is webhook and one is Slack. So let's first see what task we have installed,
Yes.
and then we're just gonna change
Yeah.
based on that.
See what's
Okay?
installed and then code to that.
Right.
It's just a little bit confusing.
Yeah, it is a bit confusing.
Let's
All
keep
right.
going.
So first, what task do we have?
Yeah, I'm sure it was here earlier. Is this Groundhog Day? So send to channel Slack.
We have sent to channel Slack. Okay, so let's look at the documentation for sent to channel Slack. So we have sent to channel Slack. Okay, so send to channel Slack, we need this to be token, which we just fixed, right?
Cool.
All right. So and rest of the thing, the usage, we are using the same usage.
It looks quite good now, actually. Yeah, I think you've done everything.
All right. So now, k apply -f webhook secret.
I'm confident this is the one.
So this is configured. Now we have to do that for the pipeline. K apply -f pipeline. Okay, now the pipeline is done. Now we have to delete the pipeline run.
Yeah, get there eventually.
Right.
I just want to see that Slack message. It's gonna be great.
So this is done, and hopefully now before let's actually see the namespace.
Yeah.
What do we have in the namespace? So we have in namespace tecton-pipelines and tecton-sa. All good?
Yep. Yeah, that's very good. This. At this point, it would be quicker just to post it on Slack yourself, I think. What a lot of hassle.
All right. Okay, get PR, or maybe.
Okay, so we know get PR's nice, then you should get some pods, remember? So let's do the pod spotting. And again, there's a logic error in that we don't do a run after in the pipeline. So it's just going to say it in Slack, even though it's not actually after the clone task.
Yeah.
Okay, it's completed. All right, head to Slack, Dewan. You should see a Slack saying it's just completed the clone, but it hasn't because there was a logic error.
Logic error.
Because we didn't put a run after in there.
Oh, run after.
We removed it earlier.
Yeah. So now we need the run after?
Well, we need to. I'd actually like to see a message in the first place. Why don't you get the logs for that pod?
Which one? The first
One that's completed. The completed one's our Slack one.
complete. Okay, this
It's
one.
almost like it's done, but maybe there's a silent error that's just not clear.
Okay,
So let's do it.
describe
Can
pod.
you get the logs for it? The logs.
Oh, logs. Okay.
Yeah.
The logs pod.
Not logs pod, just logs.
Gotta have consistency.
Yeah. Gosh, bit of a faff to use, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Oh, so you need a char set, of course.
What? Come on.
Then it did say invalid off, to be honest. Invalid off. Maybe that's the real error.
Mm.
Invalid
Oh.
off.
Have we been compromised? Has that token been revoked?
Already?
So there's two issues. One is the logic, in that it's just happening at the start of the pipeline regardless. Two, you've given it a nasty token. Three, it says completed and not an error, which is a little bit of an issue in the task if you ask me. And four, missing character set, but who really cares? So you're checking your API key now, right? Maybe it's been taken. We've been stream sniped.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, I mean, we would see a bunch of stuff like being thrown into the channel then, somebody, right? But
yeah. Slack sniped. Yeah.
Yep. That's all good. Just make another one. It's a disposable environment too, right?
Yes. Yeah. So adding one more. Integrate.
Oh no. Does it need to be basically for encoded?
Ah, yes.
Oh, okay.
That's an idea. I may be wrong, but check the docs.
No, that seems That seems very reasonable.
It does. The detect on password for like Docker and stuff is encoded.
Okay. So let's take this guy right here.
Because I trust your API key. I think it's probably fine.
Yeah.
Oh wait, we put the token as being the full thing. Shouldn't the token just be the token? Do you remember what I was saying earlier?
Which one?
Sure, the token should just be the token. You had the full URL as the token.
Okay.
So there's two things to try. One is just the token. Two is the encoded token. What does the thing say? It just says, go up to the secret creation advice.
So secret creation advice.
Yes.
So the name of the secret has the OAuth token.
The secret's above, Dewan. That's the secret token advice. It just says OAuth tokens. Maybe it's not encoded. I think you put the URL and the token in. It should just be the token.
Okay.
So
go there. Up.
Yeah. Yeah. So none of the hooks rubbish.
So
I'm guessing it just knows to post to hooks.site.com with the payload token.
It seems like T, that is the token, / that is the channel name. So since with this task, we're already saying which channel to post, text on dashboard.
Oh, really?
Like that's how I'm breaking it down. Like / T
maybe. Maybe, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But it's two parts.
I feel like there's some documentation we could be writing here.
Yeah.
What was when we figure it out, of course. When we figure it out, of course.
So that's good.
Another
What faff?
we're looking at the documentation. All right, so I'm looking at here.
I'll be back in 1 sec.
Mhm.
I was expecting here for them to break down the pieces.
Yeah, they probably don't want to. There's probably some secret sauce for them or something.
Incoming webhook, make it fancy. URL generated. These XX, so the only thing I can deduce from here is this is probably the token which has these X's at the end. Because I'm looking at the documentation for this sending messages for incoming webhook, and it didn't break down for different pieces of the URL. So shall we go ahead and treat this as the token?
Sorry,
Sure.
I was AFK. Do you think only part of it is the token? Is your theory that only?
I'm thinking because you say like that was the entire webhook URL, right? And that was the reason like my task was send message to webhook URL. So if we use that task, we didn't have to worry about which token or which channel. We could just pass in that webhook URL, not worry about base64 encoding or anything else. But when we try to use the send to channel, then it's expecting a token, and then we're expecting we're trying to find out which part is token here.
Well, when you generate a token, surely it says, "Here's your token. Make a note of it." Like on GitHub.
It doesn't. So when I generate using webhook API, Slack webhook URL, it generates a URL. It doesn't give a token. So let's do it right now on screen.
Really?
So apps.
That's not good, is it?
Mm-mm.
It's inconsistent from what I would expect from something like GitHub.
All right. So can you see the screen? Incoming web. Right. So right now we can create one live. So I'm gonna choose a channel. Tecton build. All right.
Before you do that, Dewan, is this definitely the right way in? You're creating a new webhook here, or you're creating a new API token? Like, is there an option to not do this? Is there an option to make an API token?
So using incoming webhooks, no. So when I went to Slack, selected the apps, I searched for webhooks. This is the first one that comes, like incoming webhook, create an incoming webhook for whichever integration. So once I go here, we send data to Slack in real time. It asks which, so of course I'm logged into to the workspace, Twitch down end, which channel, like it needs that channel in order to generate that URL.
Okay.
All right, so Tecton build, add incoming webhook integration, and that's why it shows you the webhook URL.
Okay.
All right, so this is the entire webhook URL, and we can copy it. So the fastest way, what I think right now, is use the send to Slack webhook rather than send to Slack channel, using that task.
Yeah, because on the incoming webhook, you have to specify what channel it needs to be, right?
Right.
So somewhere in there,
it already knows channel.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and delete this line,
Yep, you are
and
back to the
we're
URL.
gonna go back to URL. So
Yep.
we know for sure this works because we just created this.
And I guess you ought to then switch to install the other Tecton task.
Right.
Yeah,
So
I see.
I'm gonna do k apply -f webhook secret. So I know that now the webhook secret is configured, and then slash send to webhook. All right, so I'm gonna copy this, and now we know that we have this task send to webhook slash. Now we have to
Yep.
update the pipeline. And then go here. All right, now the task ref will be changed. It's
Yeah,
no longer-
while you're here, Dewan, can you add that run after thing as well? We need
All
to
right,
put run after the previous one.
sure. So this is right after name, right?
Although actually, I'll tell you what, if we put run after here, we've then got to fix the previous task which is failing. So you know what, I just keep not run after. This git clone is somehow failing, you see.
Mm-hmm.
So keep it running as it is for now.
Okay, all right.
I just want to see if the site bit works.
Okay.
And then, do you need channel now?
We don't need channel now. It does not need channel.
Good. I never like that. It's all on our side.
All right. So rest of it seems so. Webhook secret, everything else seems okay.
You sure? Those are definitely the right params, yeah?
All right. So k apply pipeline YAML. We have to delete the pipeline.
Yep. Not just because we're reusing the same system volume, basically.
Yeah, right. So, and run the script.
Yeah. And you can, yep, nothing yet. So, how's your PR though? If you do K get PR, I bet it's validation failed. Oh, look at that. It's back.
So once we change, probably something.
You've got missing params, I reckon. Oh, wrong names.
TKN hyphen run logs.
Yeah, you want to just do describe PR. So whenever it's a validation fail, describe is your best friend.
Okay. K describe PR and
Just
then
put center. Oh, that.
valid input parameter.
Missing values for
Which
webhook.
we call
So you
valid.
made it. Did you make it token secret? It needs to webhook secret. So you go back into pipeline. Oh, come on. I want this like message.
We're so close. I can taste it.
I can taste it. I can taste it. Amazing Slack message. So there you go.
Webhook
Token secret. It's called webhook secret.
just like it was before.
Mm-hmm. This should be it.
All right, so one more time, k apply -f. Webhook secret. Okay, we also need to do pipeline. We also need to delete the previous pipeline.
This is the ordeal of a lifetime. Please.
All right, so, and then get PR.
Oh yeah, that's better. No validation errors. Have you got any thoughts?
Get pod.
Hey, completed, but again, completed could mean anything, so get the logs for that. You could even check that. Hey, it's white.
Did you guys send any message?
Look it.
Oh,
Yes.
Yay! Yay!
Oh,
CD Foundation Twitch stream Slack post after clone class. Wow.
Yay.
Feels
All right.
good. Feels good.
Exhausting.
So lessons learned. Whenever you have two Tecton tasks with similar name, be very, very careful if it's sent to channel or sent to webhook.
The base, yeah, okay, good.
So I think it's safe to say we need to write something and or kind of condense this and then upstream the lessons learned here to the catalog, because if we've practiced this before, right? We did do this live, but this was seasoned, quote unquote, seasoned Tecton users, and we still had this much trouble. Obviously, a new user would probably have thrown their hands up a long time ago, right?
Yeah,
Especially have like if you have like sending a message to Slack is a pretty regular, and it shouldn't have too many ways to send a message to Slack. Like if you have one way sending using a channel, we don't need sending using a webhook or different ways. Just have one way and one way of with good documentation. I think that will help everyone.
It feels like a blog post you might be able to write, Dewan. Just saying. Cool. Well, we are just at our 90-minute mark. Do y'all want to keep going, or do you want to call it and look for our next stream to do the webhooks and triggers?
I think we'll have to wrap things up, go away and maybe write some cool docs, or maybe look at what we've done and figured out if we were just being silly. Maybe it was my docs that were just terrible. And then close the stream. And yeah, maybe next time do the webhooks or the triggers. That'd be really cool.
Yeah. And I'd love to stay, but I do have another meeting starting right now. But yeah, next time we can resume from here.
Wonderful. Well, bye, Dewan. Adam and I'll wrap everything up then.
Yeah.
Right. Bye.
Right, well, that was an exhausting experience.
That was, and that's the beauty of streaming. You find things like this. I do want to reiterate to our audience who are watching that this video will be back up on YouTube under the CD Foundation, probably here in the next couple hours. So if you missed this or just tuning in, you want to see the way we went, you're more than welcome to rewatch this. And the CD Foundation Twitter account will also retweet or tweet out the link to it. I do want to say I'm sorry we did miss. It just starts. I forgot to hit the recording button. I usually have a routine of stuff, but I was a little bit behind today. So it just starts when we start talking, which is a little annoying, but whatever. Adam, any last thoughts?
I'm not convinced that, I don't know if we were just being silly or if we're missing some docs. So nice to revisit that and help the project. Otherwise, thanks everyone for tuning in. I hope you've learned a few things, maybe from our mistakes. And yeah, we welcome any questions and ideas.
Perfect. Adam, is there any way that people can get in contact with you, or how would you like them to get in contact with you if they have questions?
Yeah, you can help you through LinkedIn, or you can do it through the Slack channel. If you go to github.com/CD Foundation, should be like a meetups folder, and then there's a link to the Slack channel. So it's a public Slack channel. You can join it, find me in there or LinkedIn, and we'll go from there.
Awesome. Yeah, well, thanks, Adam. And I guess I'll go ahead and end the stream. So you want to say bye?
Yep, cheers everyone. Thanks a lot, JJ, as well.
Bye.
Bye.